Hello, and welcome again to another episode of the Get Up and Go Show. Today, I am interviewing one of my dearest friends, my soul sister, my girlfriend. Her name is Sherry Oehler, and Sherry is quite an amazing individual, being a career Army officer, as well as a health coach, spiritually driven person with an infectious laugh and a bubbling personality, and I can't wait for you all to meet her. So I introduce to you now, Sherry Oehler. So welcome, Sherry, to the Get Up and Go Show. Woohoo!
Hello, Anne-Marie. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here with me today. It's going to be a great, fun interview. So tell us, my dear, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who you are, what you do, la, la, la.
Okay. La, la, la. Here we go. So my name is Sherry Oehler, and I currently live in South Jersey, the state of New Jersey. I am in the military, and I'm here because I am stationed at Fort Dix. And the job that I have has to do with the college ROTC world. I work at a headquarters, and I run a 45-person staff. And it's like, I'm a lieutenant colonel in the Army, carry on. I've been in the Army for 19 and a half years.
Wow.
And so my training in the Army is in IT management, but I haven't really done that in like, I don't know, 13 years or something. It's basically leadership. What I bring to the table is my leadership skills and my unique approach to leadership. So what else can I say? I have been, I feel like I've been multiple people in this 19 and a half years of my Army career. And as of late, starting in 2012, no surprise on that year,
Right.
I started my spiritual awakening, which was on a deployment to Afghanistan. It was my third operational deployment. And I just started questioning, like, I don't want to call myself Christian anymore because I'm finding too many places where it doesn't feel completely in alignment with me. And I want to have spirituality. I want to have my life mean something. Like, I was asking all these really tough questions and Googling like crazy, like meditation and, belief systems and what is humanism? Because that sounds pretty cool, stuff like that. So that was sort of the beginning of a shift in me so now here we are in 2020, and I'll just fast forward through a few things. So while in the Army, on my free time, I got some certification and education in some holistic healing modalities. The first one is aromatherapy. So I'm a level 2 clinical aromatherapy certified person.
I didn't know that about you.
Oh, yeah.
You see, I'm learning. Everyone's learning. That's so cool.
That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it was funny. I thought I was just going to learn how to make like lotions and bath bombs. I had no idea what natural medicine was. Again, no surprise given our programming about pharmaceutical medication and everything. So I started to like slowly over time transition my medicine cabinet from pills to herbs and tinctures and things, but there's probably still a little bit of an integrative approach here and there. But I got a huge education when I learned about herbs and the oils. So that's number one. And then the second is I'm a certified hypnotist. So everybody is kind of aware of that in our community. But I went through this place of like, okay, now I figured out the body and how to heal the body in a way. What about the mind? So that's where past life regression therapy was introduced to me, of course, spirit led and all in the divine plan. So that was amazing. When I was first able to do my own hypnotherapy session as a client, and then working with people and guiding them into relaxation and hypnosis was like a huge gift for me.
Wow.
So that was amazing too. And then during that same year that I learned hypnotherapy, I also got my Institute for Integrative Nutrition health coach certification. So that's what Carol and I have in common. And it was online, so it was a year program, and that's what introduced me to again, like these conspiratorial kind of theories about, well, they're true though, what's going on with our food system and our water and all the conditioning that we've had. So I feel like I know truth in many areas now, in the medicine field, in the spirit mind connection field, and also in the body. Or I mean in our how we nourish ourselves on a food level.
Right.
So yeah, and most recently I did complete the Dolores Cannon QHHT training.
Wow.
And I was working through my you have to do 25 sessions before you can transition from QHHT intern to therapist, and then COVID hits.
Oh.
So part of the deal with QHHT is you're supposed to do these sessions in person, and I haven't been doing that because I've been like honoring the thing and not getting too close to people. So I think what I'm going to do now is create my own hypnotherapy technique. And it's going to involve being able to work with people online, because I just feel like that's too limiting. And I almost think, and I feel like Dolores is out there listening and not hating on me for saying this, but when she was on this planet and she was perfecting her technique, she was in her 70s or 80s and technology was not her thing. So I think there was a level of fear with her in saying like, oh no, you have to be in person because that's just how we do it. Like, I don't know that she totally now disagrees with all of the healers on this Beyond Quantum Healing program. So anyway, I plan on retiring from the Army next summer. So, oh my God. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm freaked out because I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to go. But then I'm also like, I can't wait because I feel like I'm so inspired by this community, this, my Course in Miracles. Well, that's the other thing that I now have become a huge part of my life since 2017 and discovering Tina on YouTube. And now I'm following like Daniel Scranton and Amanda Ellis and all these people you and I probably have in common. And you, of course. So it's like the whole world is open. And I can't wait to have the next phase of my impact on the world, which is just going to be like an amalgamation of all this stuff.
My next phase of my impact on the world. I feel that's what I'm going through right now. It's like, this is my next phase. I'm sorry if I'm moving a lot, but I went from standing all day to sitting all day. Miss Integrative Coach.
Well, yeah, you got to be gentle with you. I hear you. Well, when we're off camera, I can show you some yoga poses, yin and yang, that can help you with your back if you like.
Thank you.
That'll be complimentary.
Oh, thank you, darling. Oh my God. So I'm sorry, everyone, our viewers who are watching, you have to understand, Sherry and I were put together as roommates at a retreat that was hosted by Tina Spalding, our Course in Miracles teacher. And we've just been like giddy little girls ever since. We camped out, together. So
those are times.
your times, yep. So anyway, so I'm sorry if I'm moving a little bit too much, but okay. So let us continue on with this extraordinary journey that we are on together, darling. All right. So You've got a lot going on. That's amazing. In your intro, I kind of described you as a shaman because I really feel that you have this beautiful connection to earth, beautiful connection to the planet, beautiful connection, not to the stars, and it, that's kind of the field that I see you in. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
You do.
That's another thing that I didn't mention is, as I'm such a seeker and I've been figuring out all these paths that feel good for me. And one of the things I discovered is the deer tribe, which is this the sweet Sundance medicine path. And I've done a few retreats, which is in the realm of sacred sexuality initially. It's called Kwadoshka, which talks about your life force energy and connecting that celestial you down to the earth through various practices and rituals. And oh my God, the connection and the communication that I learned in those teachings. But then there's also other sort of smaller paths that turn you into this well-rounded person. So it's not just sacred sexuality. It's also, I did a vision quest where you do this night on the mountain of fear thing. And it's all based in ceremony. So you learn about calling in all four directions and yeah, the connection of the human, the sacred human, to Mother Earth. And I want to tell you a secret that this just happened to me last night. So, I'm always open about.
You realize it's not a secret, right?
Well, I know. Like, I meant like I'm gonna debut this information on your program for a couple of reasons. I feel like it'll hold me accountable to continue this, but I always talk about being on my moon time, so there you go. And I was taking a salt bath, and I was feeling a little uncomfortable, so I just started allowing all this sound to come out of me. And I always think of you because you're so verbal with your spirit communication. And although it was not nearly as like operatic and beautiful as what you put out, it was guttural, and like it came up from this depth cavey part of me, and it was loud and it was long and it was kind of more like toning, I guess. I don't know. And it was just coming out. And then Anne-Marie, oh my God. So then this light language starts happening. I have never, ever, ever. And I was freaked out. So in the middle of it, I was like, only the highest and best good can come of this. I don't want to have any riffraff in my bathtub or in my energy field, and then it changed. And then like my neck was moving and it was like this kind of guttural. And I was like, oh man, so anyway, I knew I was going to talk to you today. I knew I was going to be interviewed by you. And so I haven't told anybody else or even like written a journal entry about this. But after the light language came Earth Mother. And it was just, so everything you just said about the shaman thing was kind of reinforced to me last night in the bathtub.
Oh my God.
A short little transmission, but it was basically like, we're part of the same consciousness and I'm supporting you. And she was talking to me about my pain. She's like, listen, you're calling it pain. You're calling it discomfort, but what's happening with you is happening everywhere. And you don't need to fear. This is all in good order. And it was just like a supportive, like motherly message, but I was like, oh my God.
Did you hear it or did it come out? I
was speaking it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. That's incredible.
I know.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so happy. You did it. We had a conversation the other day and you're like, I'm kind of jealous of you. And I'm like,
yeah.
You did it now.
Yeah, you just like open your mouth and it just kind of begins to. So yeah, it definitely was not pretty. It was really weird. And I'm like, oh my God, to do this in front of people, probably my phone first, then video, then,
You're going to find that your connection with this energy is going to be a support for you, whatever your intention is at the moment. So if you set this intention to, you were in a connective space, you were in a grounding space, you were in your salt bath, you were doing, and then you released it. And I just interviewed Garrett a couple of days ago.
Okay.
And he's so wonderful. It was such a fantastic interview. And he spoke about how he just let go, let go of whatever it was, no fear, nothing, and just open and allow, for spirit. So, rock on, sister, rock on. That's just so awesome. We have this similarity where I think we, yes, are connected with the mother, this goddess kind of earth goddess energy. Yeah, I get it. It's incredible. So Mazel tov. I mean, what else can I say? Like,
yeah, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Woo. All right. I'm like, what am I going to take? Water or mug? Okay, do mug. Explain mug.
Okay, mug explanation. It's called the Boulder Crest Retreat, that little symbol there.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the other side of it, a little cat hair and lipstick doesn't hurt anyone. The Loudon 10K Trail Series. So back in 2013, when I returned home from Afghanistan after my big aha, I decided I wanted to take better care of myself. I started doing trail running as a way to actually connect more with the earth and get more into my spirituality and my serenity, solitude. So this was a race that I ran, the Loudon 10K Trail. Loudon County, Virginia is a gorgeous place.
Wow.
So it was just lovely to be in the woods and in the mountains out there. And this Boulder Retreat is it's a veterans service organization, and so a veteran service organization takes the veterans to the Boulder Crest Retreat. So it's kind of connected in a lot of ways to me. So it seemed like this mug was appropriate, like represent things that I've done and who I am, and it's got coffee in it, and I like coffee.
Well, I've got my Love Is All You Need mug, and
this is all you need.
This is a purchase, one of those TJ Maxx purchases. You go through, oh, I love this mug, and you just like, I think you take it home. So this has my morning coffee, and then I have my hydration over here.
Yep. Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
St. Patrick's Day 2014 on this one.
So now we need to talk about what makes you get up and go. Talk to me about your motivation. Talk to me about how you are finding your joy and your purpose in this very, very tumultuous time. I mean, you're a member of the military. You are, I don't want to say at the whim of the government, but that's your boss, right? So talk to us about your motivation, your spirituality during this time.
Well, I am so eternally grateful for Tina Louise Spalding, for Jesus and Ananda. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Because I really feel like having this daily practice of A Course in Miracles is so grounding. And that's kind of like middle of the morning. So the first thing for me is nature. Right now, the birds are just so active, and I've never really tuned into this 5:40 in the morning bird song that is utterly just, it's so loud, and it is the nature's alarm clock. It does bring us into the new day, and I have a cat and a dog, and they also are sort of like alerting me, like when it's this time, it's like, hey. Now usually I listen to it and kind of lay back down, because since I'm teleworking right now, I don't have to get up and shower and go to work,
Mhm.
because I'm, using my computer at home. But yeah, it's just the first, when I come back into my body from the dream space, and I'm serenaded by these
Mm.
just utterly beautiful creatures every morning. It fills me with love, and I never feel alone. I always feel
Oh,
surrounded by
that's
love.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then I wander down the stairs and greet the dog, greet the cat, and then we go on about, I usually heat up either tea or coffee, and then I have my little breakfast with Jesus. So I do my lesson.
Please describe that. What does he like on his toast?
Well, he doesn't always eat. And I'm like, you're making me feel like shit. Okay. But anyway, we talk to each other like that. No,
I love
I
you.
sometimes I feel like, I should be listening to my lesson before I do anything else. Then it's kind of like, you know what? I'm doing it. And maybe I'll evolve to that place where as soon as I'm out of bed, I'm down on the floor meditating at my altar. I'm just not quite there yet. But that's part of my morning. And I grab the course. I get my cup of coffee, usually like a piece of toast. I like something warm in the
Mhm.
morning, and go through the lesson, do a little meditation, and then my day begins. And actually, lately, since we've been in COVID times, I'm remembering the lessons with so much ease, and it's like, ooh, this is interesting, because before I feel like I was trying to be a good student,
Mhm.
and I was balancing all these other things, and yeah, so I'm just feeling this incredible peace right now.
Oh, tell me
Um,
about it.
yeah, and I think it fuels me more than normal, because it's like, well, you and I are connected to a lot of alternative media sources, and I feel like I'm getting all this information about what's really going on,
Yeah.
and it can be startling, but it's like the the darkness is fading, and more people are not falling for the bullshit anymore.
Thank
And
you.
then I also I have this lovely group of spiritual people who are so poised to heal the planet, and guide us into new earth, the next phase, whatever it is. So I'm just excited. Like it's
Mhm.
up to my desire to get out of bed in the morning, because I will admit, like, the work that I do, the administrative, the emails, all that, it's like the least important part of my day. But
Right.
then the human beings that I connect with, and I'm a staff officer, and I have 45 people that I influence,
Yeah.
and so part of what I'm doing now is speaking my truth more about, like, Tina and the work we're doing. And actually, the live that she's doing tomorrow, I emailed it to my subordinates, which normally I'm like, oh, you don't want to
Oh,
influence two
wow.
subordinates on religion or whatever. But I'm like, you know what? They wonder why I'm so happy and weird. And it's like, here's what.
Okay.
Here's what it is. You want to know my answer? It's get you some Jesus and Ananda, and just stop being afraid of it and get
Uh,
over it.
you're amazing. You're just absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Likewise. Same to you, my love.
It popped in my head. I was like, man, you got some cojones, man.
Oh, I do. And it crosses my mind. So I didn't email it on purpose to my boss or
Yeah.
to the other people who are like at my level or higher in my
Mhm.
organization. Because right now I'm like, I'm more myself around the people that work for me.
Right.
And actually yesterday I did a Zoom with them where I was like, don't call me ma'am or XO, which is short for executive officer. That's my role. I was like, call me Sherry. And I'm like, because that's who I am, huh? You know? And, and they're like, we can call you Sherry. I'm like, you can call me Sherry. You know? And it was so fun. I thought to myself, this is living.
Oh my God. I love you. I love you. I
I'm
love
loving
you.
these people.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
I'm like, hey guys, tell me about what's going on. Who's having a good time? Who's having a hard time? Anybody who's suffering on our team, we're going to love them up. and everybody who's happy, we're going to celebrate their wins, and because this is a weird time and we need to be here for each other as people, not just coworkers. And it was like, I feel like I just opened up the floodgates to more ascension energy or something. I don't know what happened, but it was like, yeah.
You're just incredible. I just love you. You are just incredible. That's
I love you too.
amazing. Oh my God. I tell you what, I've done, I don't know, 6 interviews now. I
Yes.
don't know, 5 or 6 interviews. And each interview, I'm just sitting here going, I love you. Oh my God. I learn, I grow. And when I learn and grow, everybody learns and grows. And what a creature, what a being, what a joy, what a soul you are, Miss Sherry Oehler. And I can't even tell you how grateful I am to have you in my life. Thank you for coming on this little old show.
Thank you, Emery.
My little old show. And it is, I mean, I don't know how public you are. Is there any way you want people to get in touch with you, or?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask this question.
Yeah.
You know, right now I'm still kind of in my army role. And I just have my personal email address and my phone number. So I think I'll have to say right now, I don't really have anything put together for like public facing anything.
Consumption.
But what I will say is when I do get my website together and start to figure out my plan afterwards, I can certainly share that with you, and you know, we could update this with a link, or you know, something. I'll think of something. But I also feel like with spirit, the way it works is whoever's supposed to find me is going to find me. I mean, of course, anyone can message me in the Mighty Networks messaging forum. And I want to try some practice sessions. That's one thing I didn't really get into. My idea for the hypnotherapy technique that I want to create has to do with living it as your higher self in the world. And I'm kicking around names of it. Maybe I'll call it like You Expanded or something like that. But like guiding people into a place where it's not necessarily like the pressure of you're going to see past lives, you're going to see your star family or galactic, you know, maybe that's like a lot of pressure for people. I think what everyone really needs is to realize that we have all these different masks that we wear, and that you can put yourself into that wise aspect all the time, and then you're more empowered and in control of you know, your emotions and situations around you. And hypnosis is a good place to do that work, because you anchor in some of these tools in your subconscious mind, so you're not always just reacting and, you know, allowing other things, to person, places, situations to drag you along. So something like that is what I'm coming up with. And when the time is right and the people magnetize towards me, it's all going to be perfection and amazing. So yeah.
Awesome. And you know, if anybody really wants to get in touch with her, you can always get in touch with her through me. So
yes.
Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Sounds cool. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, my love, my dear soul sister. And thanks you everyone for watching this episode of the Get Up and Go Show. This is Anne Marie of the Art of Healing again, and wishing you peace, love, and energy to get up and go.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anne Marie. I love you.
Love you too.